Hello, citizens of YouTube land.
Hey.
It's your president, and your VP is off in the distance because we're kind of doing this while we're making supper at the same time tonight. So, kind of bear with this. But here we are once again, and we kind of apologize for the lighting because even though we live in the middle of the country here, it's currently 5:30 p.m. and it's pitch black outside, so that's why the lighting might be a little bit off as well.
Fun.
But today it's once again another installment.
Hey guys, the shirt's back.
Of the 12 Days of Christmas-a-thon. This time it's a Christmas Eve edition, as here we are on Christmas Eve. I don't know if this will premiere tonight or if it'll
premiere
be
tonight.
Tomorrow.
It'll premiere tonight. I'll make sure of it.
With that being said, guys, today we're taking a look at a Season 4 episode of Walker, Texas Ranger.
Well, it's technically Season 5 because of the fact that the first season's only 6 episodes.
Yeah, so for those of you unfamiliar, Walker, Texas Ranger was a mid-season replacement. I'll be right back. You go ahead and keep talking.
Okay. Walker was a mid-season replacement in which I had the pilot movie, that being One Riot, One Ranger, and today we are taking a look at Season 4, Episode 13, which is titled A Ranger Christmas. I'm going to wait for Dad to get back before I start talking about the plot. What's up, Dad?
Oh, I had to drain some of the water off so it didn't boil over all over the stove, our potatoes. So, yeah.
Okay, I put that down at 5:25? Yeah, thereabouts. I'll get it up at 5:28. So we'll just be off and on, guys.
Yeah, like we said, kind of apologize for that tonight, guys. But hey, at least we're not certain Twitch streamers out there that will sit and eat and do whatever and leave entirely and just leave you guys alone. So, yeah. But anyways, this is a very special episode of Walker, Texas Ranger, because at the beginning, guys, we've got Walker and the crew, and they're passing out presents to, lo and behold, they're orphans, okay?
Yeah.
And there's this jerk kid in the background. We'll show you the clip here.
Christmas story. Not me. Christmas ain't real. It's just a bunch of hype. We're selling toys and making money and stuff like that. It is not Christmas.
Yeah. Jerk kid in the background. He's like, Christmas isn't real. Santa isn't real. And Walker's like, well, actually, that's where you're wrong.
That's actually what also another Texas Ranger named Hayes Cooper also thought. And he was an orphan, just like you guys. And he starts going into the story of this one guy who's like something Watson. I forgot his name. So we're just going to call him Watson.
Yeah.
And we see that he's robbing a bank with this crew, as well, and they are actually holding him ransom because he used to be an ex-outlaw.
So, guys, here's basically the plot, okay? It's A Christmas Carol meets the kidnapping plot from the previous episode of what we did.
I'm just inserting my own commentary here because one thing we forgot to mention is that actually Christmas Carol just serves as the groundwork for the overall narrative of the story, which is actually that kid Hayes Cooper make it in time for Christmas and be home then. And we completely just missed the point on that one. So yeah, that's a little bit of our mess up. But hey, editor Jason here is fixing it, so we'll get that. At least I fixed it here.
Little House, God bless the children, because as it turns out,
actually, it's Little House, bless all the dear children.
Yeah, bless all the dear children. Excuse me, I get it confused. But because as it turns out, Watson is in fact being blackmailed into doing this.
Yep.
Because
I'll be back, guys.
They happen to the gang. I forget the name of the gang, so we'll just call him generic evil bad guy. He he has a gang, and lo and behold, he has Timmy. And so Hayes finds all this out after he's going to take Watson in after the bank robbery, because he's scheduled to sleep with the fishes in 2 days' time. Because
No, he's supposed to be going to El Paso.
Yeah, he's supposed to be going to El Paso, but he's going to sleep with the fishes in like 2 days' time because, guys, the state of Texas doesn't mess around. So there's that. Just had to throw that out there. So because and then Watson saves him life, because as it turns out, there's also this Indian shown right here, and the Indian's name is Little Red Bear. And Little Red Bear has a vendetta against Hayes Cooper because a few years earlier, Hayes was involved in the Indian Wars and killed, made sure that Little Red Bear's brother slept with the fishes in the war. And so Watson brings that up, and he's like, "Hey, man, that was war. There was a treaty signed." And he's like, "Oh, well, Little Red Bear don't care about all that. He just wants revenge." But, so, Hayes Cooper is touched by the story of Watson. So he's going to go skedaddle basically down to Mexico, right? To a place called Devil's Hole, where the gang is holed up with not the orphan, with little Timmy. I get it a little confused because it is what it is, right, guys? So he basically tells him, or he comes down to Devil's Hole, and he's looking for the gang, and he meets up with this other dude who works for the generic evil bad guy. He's played by Clarence Gilliard, who is also plays Trevette. So because it's a Hayes Cooper episode, guys, so you have to shoehorn all of the cast members that are regular cast members into the Hayes Cooper episode. Because also, Cahill is there, and she is playing, well, basically a woman of the night, and she owns a particular establishment in the Old West she doesn't own it, but it's a particular establishment that has women of the night and also has alcohol and loud music. We call that a saloon, just so you know. So, yeah, I said that. You just hush up and do what you're doing in there. Just ignore him, guys. He'll be back when he can. So he makes a promise, though, to Watson that he's not going to make anybody sleep with the fishes. As he'll try to keep this promise. So
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Because Trevette, Evil Trevette, we'll just call him Evil Trevette because I can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name either. He
or Gambler Trevette because he's a gambler. So we'll call him Gambler.
So they have
Trevette.
Bang Bangs by their side, right? And he's like, unless you have a really quick draw, you're wishing to be sleeping with the fishes. He actually says something else, but we don't say that. And so it goes into slow motion, and he has his weapon out, and then Hayes Cooper is quick to the draw first, shoots the weapon out of his hands, including his hand, and he's like, "Your gunfighting days are over."
Yeah. So and then the generic evil bad guy is like, "Hey, he worked for me, and it just so happens that I need a new guy. Why don't you join up?" And the other guy's like, "Well," Hayes is like, "Well, that's perfect because I was looking for you and I need a job." When in reality he's undercover, and so he gets real close to the baby, and he just straight up tells the Cahill character, "Hey, lady, that's not your kid. I got to take it home. Okay, so you just hand over the baby." And she's like, "What? I would never harm a child. I would never keep the child if I knew it was somebody else's.
By the way, can I bring up a quick point real quick? There's a popular fan theory that Hayes Cooper is in fact Walker's ancestor.
Yeah. Yeah, that
and I
is
can kind of see it because, they're both played by Chuck Norris.
So she like basically gives up the child, but then there's this big battle, okay? And one by one, Hayes dismantles and disarms each one of them. And then, guys, we get to a very important part because it's funny and hilarious. The generic evil bad guy thinks he has the drop on Hayes, right? Wrong. Hayes, in fact, shoots him in the keister. Right here.
Yep.
So good.
Yep, right here. It's really funny. The bad guy gets his comeuppance on like a certain other movie special
who
that
we
we
just covered last time. And maybe, just maybe, this generic evil bad guy is in fact an ancestor of this evil bad guy.
Yo, no way.
Yeah, way. We'll be getting to him next month, guys.
Yeah.
If you've been paying attention, next month. So anyways, guys, happy ending because Hayes Cooper, he goes through... Oh, wait a minute. One more thing.
So before that, Walker, as he's telling the story to the kids, they're like super interested, by the way. They're like, what happens? What happens? Even the jerk orphan kid from the beginning is like, well, come on, did Hayes Cooper sleep with the fishes or something? So he's like, and so Hayes Cooper, something happened that day. Something happened that night that made Hayes Cooper believe that Christmas is real again. And he follows the star north to Bethlehem, Texas.
Through the wind and the rain and the storm. Now, guys, why was this important? Because in the previous one we covered, also had a North Star that led them to a boy in a manger.
I know, but I think this one actually portrayed it much better.
Yeah, we just had to throw that out there, guys.
Yeah.
So, guys, final rating for this one, 4.25 out of 5. What say you?
This gets a solid 4.5 out of 5. It's one of the best Walker Texas Ranger episodes.
It's pretty good. I could have used a little bit more of Evil Trevette, though.
Yeah, Evil Trevette was pretty funny.
Could have used a little bit more.
But
hey,
what about Evil C.D. Parker?
Evil C.D. Parker, yeah, we can't forget about Evil C.D. Parker. Next time, guys, next time.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
I don't even really have an ending joke here, guys, because if you believe that Walker Texas Ranger is the worst show in the world, then
you're wrong.
I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, there's worse TV shows out there.
It just isn't. Just isn't.
It's one of the greatest TV shows out
there.
there.
But hey, just remember, we're just
two idiots with the webcam. Our opinions do not matter, except they actually do, because we have a YouTube show, except they actually don't.
So guys, stay tuned, because we're finally at the end of this.
Oh, thank God.
And on Christmas Day, tomorrow, Christmas Day, 4 o'clock, live, Jim Carrey's The Grinch. Enough said.
We finally revealed what the ending's going to be. Also, one final disclosure. After all this has happened, because we've been doing this for 12 straight days now, we're taking a week-long break, guys. You got to understand.
Yeah. It's been a thing. So
it's been a thing.
We'll see you guys next time. And one last thing, because as always, that is
peace and love from Denny and Son. Bye.